Though the actual game of Dominus is pretty original, the theme is nothing new. As the overlord of a besieged kingdom, you must defend your land from 8 different rival clans that are trying to steal the resources from your land. Your mission, and you have no choice in whether to accept it or not, is to beat the snot out of these invaders.
Your kingdom is divided up into 72 different sectors. To defend each sector, you must deploy a combination of spells, traps, and monsters. There's a wide variety of creepy, crawly monsters at your disposal.
Each monster looks unique and has attributes like speed, intelligence, attack, and defense. If you get sick of the monsters you start with, you can mix them and create new monsters of your own.
The Monster Mixing Room lets you create new monsters with the best features of their component beasts. This is definitely one of the coolest parts of the game.
Though playing with monsters is fun, monsters alone will not a victor make. As a good ruler, you have to incorporate a few spells and traps into your battle plan. You start out with a large variety of spells ranging from Charm Person to Fireball.
Using these spells on the oncoming enemy can turn the tide of a battle. Unfortunately, your spells are limited, so every so often you need to go back and mix a few more up. This is a decent addition to the game because not only do you remix your spells, but you can make up some of your own.
If you're thinking ahead, or just want to make it a lot harder for the enemy to loot your territory, making traps is a good idea. You design the traps from the ground up by choosing what kind of trigger the trap will have and what its effect will be. You have to assign monsters the task of building these traps. Once you've built up your supply, you can deploy them on the battlefield to capture or destroy enemy monsters. You do have generals that you can rely on to do different tasks, like sending monsters to a certain section, or spying on the rival clans to see where they'll strike next. You can also capture monsters from the enemy, interrogate them, and if you don't find any more use for them, you can throw them into your monster mix and create a new monster for yourself.
If you see that a battle is not going your way, or if you don't feel like blowing all of your magic, you can fly your overlord down to a battlefield and engage in some hand-to-hand combat. If you know how to handle a mouse and keyboard at the same time, this can be very advantageous. But if you can't walk and chew gum at the same time, you should stay away from this tactic. The minute your overlord appears in battle, all enemies will abandon their opponents and try to mob you, and if you get your overlord killed, the game is over.
The graphics and sounds are nice, the interface can be picked up easily and is not complicated to use, but the fun factor just isn't there. This game gets old fast. Mixing monsters, making traps, and casting spells are cool, but not cool enough.
Though I also liked making my own monsters, this game did nothing for me. To call this game strategy would be like calling Doom a role player. Any respectable tyrannical overlord would be smart to bypass this game.